Okay, coaching clients, in this quick video today, I'm going to teach you guys how to perform your body fat, and I'm going to educate you on why body fat testing is the most important measurement that you can perform when you're trying to lose weight and get back in shape. And this is much, much better than just focusing on the scale alone, especially during like the first 4 to 6 weeks that you start a proper exercise and a proper nutrition program. So I'll explain everything to you in detail here. Okay, guys. So what's the big problem when it comes to weight loss? Well, the big problem when it comes to weight loss is that most women, when they're trying to lose weight and get back in shape, they just focus on their scale weight. And a lot of you who are starting right now, you're not seeing your scale weight go down really fast the first couple of weeks, and that can lead to frustration. But when you guys are on a proper fitness and nutrition program, you're going to start gaining muscle in the beginning of your program, and that actually might get you to get the scale actually to go up in pounds. And again, that can frustrate you unless you're learning, what I'm going to teach you in this video today. And this is why you guys always want to remember that muscle is metabolism. Remember, if you can put more muscle on your body, that means you have a faster metabolism compared to when you started this program. Now, body fat testing is the best measurement because it will tell you guys if you're gaining or losing body fat, and if you're increasing or if you are losing muscle mass. And this is the only way to determine that. And that's what we eventually want to get you guys to understand is that in order to lose the weight that you're losing, the body fat that you're losing permanently, you need to try to do the best that you can to maintain or increase your muscle. If you are ever losing a significant amount of muscle really fast, like you do on diets, that destroys the metabolism, and you're always going to gain the weight back just as fast. So, guys, make sure to watch the metabolism video in the Eat Nutrition section of the membership site. Try and really understand that metabolism video first. If you got to watch it a couple different times, that's totally fine. Remember now, muscle is metabolism. So again, if you gain muscle, you have a faster metabolism. If you lose muscle, you're destroying your metabolism. Now, most women going through this program have lost a lot of muscle over the years from dieting and from also typically what happens is the body will lose a half a pound to a pound of muscle every single year that you're not performing some kind of strength training. And this is why your metabolism really starts to slow down because you're losing muscle tissue. Now, when you guys start my program here, the first 4 to 6 weeks, remember, we're building the foundation. We're getting you guys started on a nutrition program, which is the foundation of all health and fitness. And you guys are going to start a strength training program. And I'm actually getting you guys to eat more calories, probably compared to what you've been used to in the past. When this happens, then remember, we want to keep our calories up because we're keeping your body out of starvation mode. When you're eating enough nutrients, macronutrients, and what this is going to do is going to help your body think that basically your brain is going to think everything's okay, so that way that you guys can release fat. Remember, fat loss is a two-step process. First, your body has to release the adipose tissue into your muscle cells, and that's where fat's burned. It's burned inside muscle cells. Now, if you can't release fat because your body's in starvation mode, there's no way you can burn it off when you're exercising. So by keeping your calories between 14 and 1600, that's enough for your body to think that you're not in starvation mode, so you're releasing fat. Also, then when we start to increase your calories, this is what's going to help you build the muscle from the strength training program. The big thing to remember about exercise is when you're exercising, you are not building muscle. You are tearing your muscles apart. You're basically shredding them. Your muscles rebuild and recover and repair when you're at rest and you're eating enough nutrients and enough calories for those muscles to repair. That's why we're trying to keep your calories up so that you guys can build muscle or at least maintain the muscle that you have to protect your metabolism. So, guys, at the beginning of the program, again, you guys might start gaining weight on the scale, or your weight loss on the scale might go very slow. But the main reason why that's happening in the beginning of this program, again, is because we're putting muscle back on your body that you've lost over the years. And again, you lose this muscle from dieting or when you're not performing strength training in the past. So here's an example. Let's say the first 4 to 6 weeks of my program, if you guys gain a pound of muscle and you lose a pound of fat, your scale weight will stay the same. Now, for those of you who don't know, a pound of fat and a pound of muscle, they weigh the same. It's only a pound. But muscle is much more compact and dense. Fat is 3 times as big as muscle mass. So if you do gain a pound of muscle and you lose a pound of fat, the scale might stay the same, but the inches will start to come off of your body. So let's say the first couple of weeks you gain 3 pounds of muscle and you actually only lose 2 pounds of fat. Again, you're going to lose a bunch of inches, but the scale weight's going to go up 1 pound. Now, if your scale weight goes up 1 pound, most people are going to be really, really frustrated because they don't understand body fat. But if you guys can understand what I'm teaching you now, you're going to know just to be patient and take your measurements and take your body fat, and that's going to actually reveal the actual changes that are going on in your body. Here's another example. Let's say that the first 4 to 6 weeks of this program, you gain 2 pounds of muscle and you actually lose 5 pounds of body fat. That means your scale weight will go down 3 pounds. So again, really try and grasp this concept that it's not about the overall weight of the scale. It's what's happening in your body with the fat loss and the muscle gain. That's much more important to understand so that you guys can, really understand what you're doing with the numbers. Now, eventually what's going to happen is your muscle that you're gaining when you start eating properly and you start exercising and strength training, it will eventually plateau and you will start losing a lot more fat every month compared to gaining muscle. And the scale will come down with much more consistency when that happens. But in the beginning, again, it's not going to happen really fast. So you got to be patient. So, guys, how do you determine if you're going in the right direction and if you're gaining muscle and dropping body fat? Well, the only way to do that is through body fat testing. And that's what I'm going to teach you how to get your body fat tested in this video then. So there's a couple different ways that you can do this. Number one, this is a skin fold calibers. Now, this is what I typically use when I train my private clients in my studio. This is one of the more accurate ways of doing things if you know what you're doing. Now, you can get a skin fold calibers like this from like Shields. You guys can just type online skin fold calibers. But I don't really recommend this. You need a lot of experience to do it with these skin fold calibers, or you could hire a personal trainer in your hometown and have him consistently test you every 4 weeks. Now, that might be an option for you, and that might be a great option. You just want to make sure that trainer's got a lot of experience. He's been around, or she's been around for quite some time. She's not charging very cheap prices. If she's only charging $20 to $30 a session, she probably isn't too experienced. If you're with a really good professional trainer, they're going to charge anywhere from $50 to $100 a session. They're going to have a little bit more knowledge and help you. But again, you can do this on your own. It just takes a little bit of time to learn how to do it. They do come in with instruction booklets, and you can watch videos online. But again, I would suggest having a professional fitness trainer do it for you that's been around, that's been doing it for quite some time to get the best results from that. Now, this is the one way that I recommend. You guys definitely all should maybe try to invest in one of these if you can afford it. These are what's called an Omron body fat tester, and this is what I use for my group clients at my studio. It takes it really, really quick. If you guys can see on the top measurement there, that's her body fat. Okay. Now the great thing is all you got to do is put your hands on here, push a couple buttons, and it'll give you a really good close estimate of your body fat percentage. Now these run anywhere from $40 to $60 on the internet. But in my opinion, that's very cheap for the amount of education that you're going to get from this. So, again, because if your scale's not going down, you can take your body fat, you can see that's going down consistently. That's going to keep you motivated. And also, when we do body fat, then I'm going to show you guys, when you do this measurement, it'll actually tell you then how much muscle you have on your body and how much fat you have on your body. And I'm going to have you guys compare that every 4 weeks so that you guys can see that you're losing fat and you're protecting your muscle mass. Now, here's another option then. This is like the third best option. You guys can buy scales now that do the body fat percentage. It's just like the handheld. They're not as precise as the handheld one that I showed in number 2 there, but this is another option for you guys. You might want to do that. And then what else I'm going to show you, that most of you guys will probably do this. You guys can do it with a tape measurement. Now, each one of these, again, as you go down the line, is going to be less precise. So the skin fold calibers are going to be more precise if you have a professional do it. The handheld is going to be the second best. The scale is going to be the third. And then when you do it on your own with the tape measurement, it's going to be the fourth best. But if you see that your tape measurement's going down consistently on your measurements every single month, you know you're losing body fat and you know that you guys are going in the right direction, even if the scale is not going down. Okay, guys, so you got to take your body fat measurements every 4 weeks, again, to make sure that you're dropping fat and that you're maintaining or increasing your muscle mass. Now, each of you have to perform it during the first week of the new month. So I'm requiring all of you guys to do this at the first week of the new month, or, the last day of the month, whatever, try and do it at the same consistent time every single month, but you got to do this every 4 weeks. Now, not only do you need to get your body fat percentage, but you guys got to take it one step further and calculate your muscle mass and your fat weight. And again, I'm going to explain to you how to do this in a second. All right, so step number 1, again, if you guys haven't grabbed a pen and paper, please do so. You want to make sure that you're getting your scale weight then every 4 weeks. Again, on this program, I have you guys weighing in every week. But again, for sure, we want to get your scale weight every 4 weeks. Step number 2 then is right after you get your scale weight. And guys, always make sure again you do your scale weight in the morning on an empty stomach when you're totally naked. That's when it's going to be the most consistent. Also, if you guys are ever, let's say, in your 40s right now and you still have your menstrual cycle, if you guys never want to get your scale weight and your body fat when you're going through your menstrual cycle, it'll throw it way off because you're retaining a lot of water. Step number 2 then is you got to perform your body fat and get the body fat percentage. Figure out what the total body fat percentage is. Step number 3 then is you got to take your scale weight and multiply it by your body fat percentage. And when you do this, this will give you your fat weight. So let me give you an example here. Let's say that these are just some hypothetical numbers here that I'm going to throw out there for purposes for this video. Let's say I weigh 200 pounds and I go ahead and I get my body fat percentage, and my body fat percentage is 15%. I would take 200 pounds and multiply that by 0.15, and that's going to give me a figure of 30. That 30 means I have 30 pounds of fat on my body. Step number 4, then, what you got to do is take your scale weight and then subtract your fat weight, and that's going to tell you how much lean body mass you have in your body, and that's your muscle mass. So in my calculation, then again, I would take 200 and subtract 30 from that. So I take 200 minus 30, that's 170. That means I'd have 170 pounds of muscle on my body. And then step number 5, then what you got to do is compare it to the previous month of your muscle and your fat. Now you should see the fat number go down every single month, and hopefully you're maintaining or increasing your muscle mass. So I want to repeat this again. Remember, get your scale weight, perform your body fat percentage. Then what you need to do is take your scale weight and multiply it by your body fat percentage, and that's going to give you your fat weight. So again, in this hypothetical example, again, let's say if you weighed 200 pounds and your body fat was 15%, you would take 200, multiply that by 0.15, and that's going to give you 30 pounds of fat on your body. Then you take your scale weight and you subtract your fat weight. So 200 pounds minus 30 is 170. That's how much muscle you have on your body. You'd have 170 pounds of muscle. So again, you'd compare it to the previous month, make sure that your muscle is staying at about 170 and your body fat is dropping from 30 pounds every single month. So that's how you determine if you're going in the right direction or not. So guys, I've included a website below this video with a link to that website. And if you aren't doing it with like the Skinfold calibers or the handheld body fat measurement, if you're just doing it with the tape measurement, it's going to teach you guys how to do it with your tape measurement. So make sure you guys, after you watch this video, that you go to that website and look it over. Now, I've also included some videos below here then on how to take your wrist and your forearm measurement. You're going to need to get those as well, because you need to get your waist, your wrist, your hip, and your forearm measurement with this website that I've included. Now, again, it's not going to be 100% precise. Make sure you guys are measuring the same spot every single time. You know, just take some notes on where you guys are measuring and be as consistent as you can. Now, the measurement worksheet that was under the welcome video, again, will show you guys where to take some of the other measurements. But again, I've also included some videos below, again, how to take your wrist and your forearm measurement. So this is what you guys need to do every 4 weeks, and we'll be talking about this then when we go over your monthly assessment worksheet. All right, guys, I hope you learned something in this quick video. If you have any questions, again, post it inside the Facebook group. Otherwise, I will talk with you guys tomorrow.